Welcome to this Windows and Computer channel, and wanted to talk about look back at this year and how Microsoft changed its mind like it does all the time with different things. So we had learned somewhere in 2019 that there were, new versions of Wordpad, for example, that would come from the store, the Microsoft store. Of course, everybody knows that creators that we were had Paint 3D coming up, and they would then tell us, well, with Paint 3D, just want to tell you that we're going to deprecate, Paint, and it's eventually going to be removed. It created quite a stir, and Microsoft continued in that way until they finally gave up. They finally said, you know what, there won't be a WordPad from the Microsoft Store. So WordPad became pretty much the WordPad that we know, with a few extras. They actually updated the WordPad to add a few little things, including, page numbers and all sorts of little way to go back and forward. So undo things and so on. So WordPad became a little more complex, a little more complete than it used to be, and that's of course something that not necessarily anybody asked for, but there were some changes to the different capabilities there, and they finally backed off and said, no, we're not going to have a WordPad coming from the Microsoft Store. That is optional, and it's now going to stay there. Same thing for Paint. When Paint 3D came along, 2019 was the year when it's supposed to disappear, and early this year, finally, they decided, well, you know what, let's just not remove anything and just leave Paint. I mean, a lot of people use Paint for minor touches and minor options. You might be used to how it works. So, using Paint 3D might not be the best option for you. So, why not? These are small apps and they take very little space. I don't think that's, a big problem. But they did add one thing this year, is that in the optional, in the Windows 10 optional updates and features, you now have the ability, if you want, to remove Paint and to remove WordPad, probably just in case you want to remove them. But that's the way it is. Microsoft backed off a lot of things, and one of the other aspects of this year in 2020 is every time there was keynotes, every time they would talk about Microsoft services, products, this year, Windows 10 had pretty much no light. They didn't really talk much about it. There was very brief mentions of Windows 10. It was almost as if Windows 10 was not something interesting this year, and they had other things to do, which was kind of curious, since it is still a big number. Because, of course, this year we also had the famous number of 1 billion computers with Windows 10 that are used actively or monthly. And what is interesting also with that number is that, remember when a billion should have been reached? They had said when it was released in 2015 that by mid-2018, 1 billion would have been reached. Well, it took until 2020, the year 2020, to reach a billion, but we've reached a billion. So kind of interesting. I don't know how much more than a billion it can actually go, but Microsoft still talks about that 1.5 billion machines out there. Pandemic has, of course, changed a lot this year about how we use PCs, and there is a surge in PC sales, and we're going to talk about that also as we look back a little bit at the year 2020. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.